everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Killing 15.
Watch how I show her how this is done. Hello and welcome. Oh, wait, I don't need to say hello. I don't need to thank you. Do I still need to thank you?
No, it would be nice if you randomly get thanked me for writing a script for you.
Thank you, Sam, for writing a script for me to read, like so. I alluded to this last episode about Sam's Forensic Files' current rabbit hole. She had handpicked some of her favorites and interesting cases. Helly or Hell?
Helly.
Helly Nilsen married Richard Crafts in 1975, where she settled in Newton, Connecticut. She was raising 3 kids while working as flight attendant. I'm going to put an A there.
Yeah.
She was raising her 3 kids while working as a flight attendant. In 1986, Helly suspected her husband was having multiple affairs, so she confronted him about several long-distance calls. Hey, remember when you had to pay to call someone? Anyways, and what's the deal with airline food?
Have you seen the pictures of what we should be eating in airlines right now?
It's better than some school lunches. Anyways, this angered Richard. Helly met with a divorce attorney and Keith Mayo as a private investigator. Mayo would capture photos of Richard kissing other flight attendants in New Jersey. On November 18th, 1986, friends dropped Helly off at the couple's house. Helly was coming home from a long flight from Frankfurt. I assume Frankfurt, Connecticut, not Frankfurt,
No.
Germany. All you said was Frankfurt. I know.
Continue.
West Germany. I should have. But there's a period. Sam, you have a period.
I'm supposed to be a comma.
That's a period. That ends the sentence. Oh, yeah, this before unification. This was before their unification. Oh my God. Unification. She was never seen again after that. The live-in nanny came home around 2 a.m. She noticed nothing out of place. The next morning, he took the kids along with the nanny to Richard's sister's house. Sorry, there was a lot of apostrophe S's there for a second. The next morning, he took the kids along with the nanny to Richard's sister's house in Westport. Helly was not with them, unlike what he told his sister. Over the weeks, Richard would come up with excuses on where his wife was. Some of the excuses were: she was visiting her mother in Denmark, or she was at the Canary Islands with friends, or he just had no clue where she was. Helly's friends did not believe him. According to many of the friends, Richard had a volatile temper and they grew concerned. Helly told a few of them, if something happens, don't assume it was an accident. On December 1st, 1986, Keith Mayo went to Newton Police with the disappeared. Sam thinks that that's the word.
No, it's supposed to be disappearance.
That would make sense.
Yes.
Now, if you set up the sentence, Keith Mayo went to Newton Police with news that she had disappeared, or something. Sam does apologize. She was sober writing this. Sad face. She didn't even draw a sad face. She just wrote sad face. That makes me frowny face. Again, so Sam is better Sam. And I'm starting to see that again. So please, donate to the Patreon now so Sam doesn't have to stay sober. And if you run a distillery, there's dispensary, not distillery.
I'll go with the distillery. I go with that vice again.
No. If you run a dispensary, we'll do a Killing 15 strand, even though you can't touch the stuff.
No, but you can look at it and go, oh, that's pretty.
The police dismissed their concerns, telling people, oh, she'll return. Jesus Christ! Oh, Crafts was well known with Newton Police. He was a volunteer officer and a part-time officer in Southbury. Okay, so it wasn't just the cops going, Dad, don't worry about your broad, she's fine. It was, don't worry about your broad, she's wife's with a friend of ours, she's fine.
Yeah, basically.
It's only nepotism, not standard misogyny. Mayo was fully convinced that Helly's disappearance had to do with Kraft. However, Newton police were no use at the beginning of the investigation. Mayo took his findings to the county prosecutor, who took some time to refer the case to the state police. On December 26th, while the family was in Florida, police executed the search warrant. Once inside, they found pieces of carpet missing in the master bedroom. The live-in nanny remembered a grapefruit-sized stain in an area of the missing carpet. There was a blood smear on the side of the mattress. The forensics team was headed by Henry Lee. Why does that name sound familiar?
He's a few of the, in Forensic Files, he is the Connecticut head of their forensics department.
That might be, but I'm not binging it like some people.
I'm not really binging it.
At the time, who at the time worked for the state police? Okay. This is why you pay cash for everything. The man's credit card showed so many unusual purchases that Sam is having an issue with stupidity. Sorry, since before and after her disappearance. Here you go. A chest freezer and a single body... A chest freezer and it's a single body fridge, not found in the house.
Sorry, it's a single body freezer.
Okay. So he bought a chest freezer that could fit a body, but it was not found inside the house.
Correct.
That's a lot of weird commas you added there, by the way.
Sorry.
Bed sheets, comforter, and a rented wood chipper. Oh, and wait, we haven't found out more. We haven't found out more stupidity.
We'll find out more, sorry.
Okay, I'll trust you. Among the papers investigators were given was a receipt for a chainsaw. That chainsaw would be found with the serial number scraped off. Sam can explain how they recovered the serial number at the bottom of Lake Zoar. I think you added that little aside in the wrong spot in that sentence. They found the chainsaw with the serial number scraped off at the bottom of Lake Zoar. Sam can explain how they recovered the serial numbers.
Correct. So, they take this really cool acid and slowly bring it across the numbers, and the acid eats away to the next layer of metal, and it brings the numbers to the top.
Essentially, it's just like really strong lemon juice.
Essentially.
I can't remember this used. It was a thing that it's an experiment you can do where you actually use lemon juice to oxidize or something like that. I can't remember. It was neat.
Okay.
But anyways, they have the good chemicals. They recovered human hair and human tissue and blood. I'm assuming that was stuck in the chainsaw?
Yes.
Okay. That would match Helle's DNA. A local plow driver, Joseph Hine, remembers on November 18th, hours after Helle was seen, he was plowing roads around the ground of Lake Zoar, seeing a U-Haul box truck towing a wood chipper. He assumed a man he saw, but He assumed a man who he saw, but well enough for a description.
Not well enough for its description.
What's the assumed, though?
He assumed it was a man.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sober Sammy doesn't know how to write sentences. This was literally your sentence. He assumed a man whose he saw, but well enough for a description.
Okay. All right.
There's like 3 separate thoughts you need to change there. He assumed the driver was a man, but he did not see him well enough for a description. The truck was parked on the shoulder at the time. He does remember that due to the weirdness since it was during a snowstorm. Hine came forward after the Craft house was searched. Hine would lead investigators to the spot by the lake. Forensics found, along the water's edge, many small pieces of metal, about 3 ounces of human tissue, a crown from a tooth, a torn fingernail with pink nail polish, bone chips, 266
That's 2,000.
2,660 bleached blonde hairs. I'd hate to be the one to count those. And O-type blood. Hella was O-type. The investigators surmised that Craft fed body. The investigators surmised that Craft fed her body through the wood chipper. Again, you missed a pronoun there, Sam.
The?
Her.
Oh, her.
You just fed body through wood chipper. You're right. You did also miss a the. When the chainsaw was recovered, they further expanded on their theory. With all the forensics evidence, the final theory was this. Insert Sam giving a live reenactment of the theory.
Alright, so you ready for this?
No, I don't want a live reenactment, Sam. I need you to fucking dance it for me.
I can't tell.
Interpretive dance it, bitch. Also, how the fuck do you do a live reenactment of a theory? Oh, you're going to kill me.
Yes, I am.
And then you're going to stuff me into a freezer.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Have me freeze.
Yeah?
Try to cut me up. Jam the chainsaw. Then go fuck. Go buy a wood chipper. I'm sorry, rent a wood chipper. We can't buy it in this economy. Feed my body through it over by the canal. Did I miss any part of your master plan?
They're gonna find you because you don't. They're not gonna be able to find. They're not gonna be able to freaking do a dental match with the crown and a tooth.
Why couldn't they do a dental? Like,
Do you have crowns? Have you had dental work done?
no, not in the past 15, 20 years, and I've lost a few teeth since then.
So.
Okay, so no, yes, technically I have. I did go to Aspen to get the those couple teeth removed.
Okay, but
I don't know if they had to have taken an X-ray.
they had to take an X-ray. So in the last 15 years, you've had X-rays done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I don't really have any massive identifiers, possibly how shit my teeth are.
No, they probably would be. Depending. They did not find that much skin.
True.
So your tattoo could help, but it couldn't help.
I remember, this is one you're going to have to look up, or it's probably on, it was either Forensic Files or Detective, or FBI Files. It was either FBI Files or Forensic Files. They did actually find a victim because they pieced together her tattoo after...
Yes.
Oh, what the fuck was it?
Road burn, I think. Road rash.
Was it road rash?
I think so. Yeah, that she was dragged down the road.
Okay.
I think.
Well, anyways, not the point. So how close was I to their final theory?
So he comes home.
Okay.
She puts the boys to bed.
Okay.
She then goes to make her bed while fighting with her husband. He hits her over the head with, they assume, a flashlight, mag light. Hitting her twice to be able to have the blood where she scrapes the side of the bed, which would leave blood on the carpet. She gets wrapped up in the comforter and everything. Put into the freezer. He takes about 36 hours later. He takes her out,
Okay.
which I don't think she was fully frozen, but
I think it really depends. Like, I've had food that's been in, like, I've put in a freezer that was room temperature that, wasn't fully frozen in 36 hours, but nothing the size of a body.
neither have I. So I wonder how long
Plus,
did it take
even
us
then-
first. How long did it take to freaking freeze a turkey?
I don't know. It takes like a week and a half to de-thaw one, though.
I know. So I don't know.
I don't know. They come to us mostly frozen anyways.
Yeah.
So anyways, he puts her into the thingy.
So he puts her into the freezer, takes the kids and the nanny to his sister's house to give a plausible alibi on where everybody is during this time that she is supposedly going to visit her mother or wherever. So,
I still think it's stupid that he did all of this. You could argue somewhat sanely minded. He had to have the foresight to be like, fuck, I need to go get a fucking freezer. I need a wood chipper. I need a chainsaw.
well, I believe the wood chipper was after she would have been gone missing, but the U-Haul had to pull the wood chipper. So
you're thinking 36 hours, he's like, fuck, how do I move the body? And I'm assuming that's why there was chainsaw marks or there was hair and tissue in the chainsaw. Was he tried to cut her up that way first and that failed?
I wonder if you can get enough movement to be able to cut at the joints. That might work well, depending on
Having used a chainsaw a lot, I would probably say no. Even frozen, there's a lot of cross-section. Like, the muscle here does go here.
right. But
But
if
the
you're
muscle.
just trying to,
Well, I mean, yeah, you could probably.
like, basically deboning a chicken.
Well, yeah, but you don't use
So basically, just like you're breaking down a chicken.
spatcocking.
Well, that's that
Spatchcocking,
too.
that's what.
I was thinking when you freaking take it apart and you pop the joints to break it down.
Well, that's true, but she was frozen.
Well, I wouldn't know if she was frozen. I would assume she wasn't frozen.
Either way, let's finish this.
Okay.
We have now spent 10 minutes on your live reenactment of the explanation.
Anyways.
With all the in the state of Connecticut, you need to have a body or the determination of homicide as a reason for the not or, but for. You needed an F. I'm giving you massive Fs. In the state of Connecticut, you need to have a body for the determination of homicide as the reason for death. Let's call a forensic dentist. The Crown. Is it Helle's? You'll find out on the next page. Jesus Christ, Sam. The Crown matched the one seen in her dental records. Go to the dentist for x-rays once in a while. Every 10 years for me. Based on the confirmation, the medical examiner of the state of Connecticut did issue a death certificate on January 13th, 1987. Not a bad lab turnaround. That actually really isn't.
I know, right?
If you think about it, she went missing in November.
Yep.
By December 1st, they were really into an investigation. Or that's when Mayo
Started
his push. And literally by January 13th, they had a death certificate. How long does it take for Richard to be... Richard was immediately arrested. Wow. This is like a 3-month turnaround. That's never happens.
Doesn't happen often.
Richard was immediately arrested. Well, everyone knows what happens when you prepare for trial, right? You get a frozen pig and send it through a wood chipper. Sam, we've gone to traffic court an awful lot. I've never had to feed a frozen pig through a wood chipper when we have to prepare for that trial.
No, but that's a bench trial.
Oh, okay. Next bench trial, we'll just whip out the frozen pig.
We'll talk Gannon into it. Wait, is Gannon still
We have
the
been
judge?
talking to you about your garage for the longest time. in this bench trial, because we've already ostracized that we're going to have a jury of our peers in this trial, we're not going to do it just as a fucking... What would make us go, now here's the frozen pig defense, sir. If the pig does not fit, you must acquit. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Alright, you get a frozen pig and send it through a wood chipper. Well, state medical examiner H. Wayne Carver had the same idea. To be fair, if you had the opportunity, I'm sending the sucking pig through the fucking thing. Like, on a medical examiner level in Connecticut in the 80s, what the hell else are you really doing?
I know, right?
Yes, died of a heart attack. Yes, died of too many vodka cranberries. I don't know. Is that a Connecticut drink?
I don't fucking know.
Yes, gay marriage was legalized. That's what killed him. Wasn't it Connecticut who was one of the first ones?
Massachusetts.
Was it Massachusetts? I thought it was Connecticut because that was the joke that Connecticut was where gay people had to go.
No, Massachusetts because
okay. Boston? Yeah, I figured.
No, Cape Cod has it up at the top point something.
Okay. No, I swear it was
something point, I don't know.
Anyway, so he fed the pig through the wood chipper. Yep. Sounds fun. Speaking of turnaround, Crafts' trial started May 1988 in New London after being moved due to media coverage. After motions, jury selection, motions, going through the trial, 54 days later, on July 15th, 1988, 17 days into jury deliberation?
Yeah.
A single juror, an idiot, caused a mistrial. I'm assuming you talked to the media?
No. He just would not move off of the acquittal. He kept with not guilty. Everybody else was voting guilty.
Goddamn. The second trial, this time in Norwalk?
Norwalk.
Well, I thought it was Norwich originally. Anyways, got him a 50-year sentence on November 21st, 1989. Wow, Sammy just lost her high. I thought you said you were already high. How long did this take you to write?
3 days.
On January 30th, 2020, Richard Kraft was released from prison into a halfway house in Bridgeport. Asshat was released because he did jobs to work off his debt to society. Anyways, Fargo was inspired by the case in 1996. This is, if you don't know, just the first episode of Forensic Files. You know, when you said that AJ, knows this case, he may not. Don't fail me, Bick. Sorry, I may not know. I know this case. Did you write Trump's inauguration? Jesus Christ. I have even mentioned in another episode while guessing a case, now to give me something to read. Poor kid has a rough childhood. Born on October 14th, 1950.
Why are you reading the next episode?
Because I read the first sentence. What the fuck, man? Hey, don't take that away from me. Right, so wood chipper guy.
Wood chipper guy.
I got nothing really a lot to say.
Not really.
I mean, I'm sorry, I mostly made jokes about you during this, but is wood chipper inventive? Yes. Is it actually a really smart plan? Yes. With an asterisk. Granted, credit cards at the time, there was a lot less means of, if he was affluent, well off enough that he didn't need cash, then of course paying credit card makes sense. You know what I mean? Or I know some like U-Haul, actually for a long time, I want to say it was in the 90s though, was like you couldn't pay in cash, you had to use a card. Or is that just recent?
I think that was the 90s.
Okay. Or it may not have been U-Haul, it might have been...
For all trucks because of Timothy McVeigh.
Oh, you're right. We got to cover him eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But it was you couldn't just pay in cash. There had to be a paper trail. So that might have been why he's like... He might have done it, hid her in the freezer, See, it's the freezer that makes it premeditated to me. Because hitting her with a flashlight in the heat of the moment. How the fuck is he out of jail?
Now you understand why I lost my high.
That fucking sucks. See, here's the thing. Premeditated murder. Murder. Should be an instant you are forever locked up.
Mm-hmm.
No chance of parole.
You're right.
And I'm talking premeditated murder.
Yeah.
Heat of the moment murder really depends on what you do after the fact. Because you can argue that the mindset for premeditated murder is different than one made in the heat of the passion, in the heat of the moment. Now, to be fair, Walmart probably was 24 hours.
Yeah.
At the time, I miss it. But he might have killed her in the heat of the moment, just hypothetically, then gotten the ice chest at, a Walmart or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know what I mean? But it's that initial, because then you could at least argue, okay, it was heat of the moment, then he just started going wicked over the top.
Right.
But he, murdered someone, man.
I know.
And then lied horribly about it.
I know, man.
It's one of those things where on a shallow level you could go, wow, he had a great plan. But he didn't.
No, it was kind of, really holy.
And that's
to find the additional evidence of her missing, they needed the tow truck driver.
Right.
The plow driver, I mean.
Right.
So they would find the spot where it had everything. Oh, I forgot to put in the list of things they found was a piece of her mail.
We talked about this because it was when I was flipping through because we had the forensic files thing.
Yep.
Where it was that a piece of her mail was frozen or it was soggy enough that it was pliable enough to go through the teeth of the wood chipper, not...
Yes.
And then, because this was not even in this... No, you won't find this in our Patreon, unedited version of this. This was a few weeks ago or last week. 2 weeks ago, baby.
No, it's kind of all blur.
It is. The last couple of weeks have been weird. But anyways, that's actually one of the other big things that was, neat. So you should always burn the body, then put it through the wood chipper. And always make sure you have the wood chipper at least somewhat in the water, so that way all of it gets splashed up so there's no real blowback.
Yep. Don't do it in the middle of a snowstorm.
Yeah, at least wait for acclimate weather. But then again, snowstorm might be the best way to hide, because not a lot of people are going to be riding. Literally, if Hein wasn't out plowing roads,
right,
then honestly he could have gotten away with it.
He could have gotten away with it.
So anywho, that's all I have to say on this.
All right then. I'm Sam Rossi.
I'm AJ Carey.
Later, y'all.
Keep on carrying on.
CARE. Right. Because
Carry On Production.